This presentation, The Sleeping Prisoner, explores how the mind awakens from the dream of separation. Using ideas from A Course in Miracles, we will visually map a metaphysical psychology that explains why we feel isolated, how this illusion is maintained, and how it can be gently undone. We begin with the fundamental axiom: nothing real can be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. The real is the changeless love of God, eternal, formless, unified. The unreal is the world of time, space, and separation, governed by fear. Our task is to learn to distinguish clearly between these two orders of reality. The genesis of sleep starts in heaven, a state of boundless oneness with the Creator. The mind then entertains a tiny, mad idea: what if I existed apart from God? Instead of laughing it away, it follows this thought into the dream of separation, a world of space, time, and isolation that God did not create. Here we see the architecture of the split mind. The superconscious, or spirit, remains fully joined with God. The subconscious, or ego, generates the illusion of a separate self. In between stands the conscious decision-maker, choosing which voice to follow. The mind alone is creative. Confusing mind with body is a core error. The ego operates as a self-reinforcing cycle. First comes belief in separation, then the generation of guilt for having seemingly left God. To escape this guilt, the mind projects it onto others, perceives attack, and defends itself. Each attack appears to prove its own guilt, keeping the wheel of fear turning. The body is central to the ego's strategy. From the ego's view, the body is a boundary and weapon, proving separation through sickness and attack. Spirit, however, sees the body as a neutral learning device, used only to extend love. Sickness reflects level confusion, the belief that the body, not the mind, is the source of suffering. Special relationships are the ego's masterpiece. First, it sells the illusion of love, using others to extract value and dump guilt. Second, partners trade selves, trying to replace what they dislike in themselves with what they admire in the other. Third, they demand sacrifice, insisting the other change to meet their needs. Our experience is shaped by two inner voices. The religion of the ego sees others as sinners, time as a trap of past and future, and lives on fear, guilt, and anger, seeking self-preservation through attack. The voice for God sees everyone as guiltless, lives in the continuous present, and aims at healing through shared atonement. The intervention is the Holy Spirit, God's answer to separation. This is the unbroken memory of truth in the superconscious mind. As a higher court, the Spirit reverses the ego's judgments and dismisses guilt entirely. Because we cannot heal with the ego's tools, we must entrust our perception to this inner guide. Miracles describe the mechanism of waking. The input is a perception of attack, fear, sickness, or guilt. At the pivot, the decision-maker chooses right-mindedness, joining with the Holy Spirit instead of the ego. The output is the miracle, a shift in perception that heals both giver and receiver, with no order of difficulty. Forgiveness is redefined. Traditional forgiveness assumes the sin was real and then pardons it from a superior stance, which actually preserves separation. True forgiveness in A Course in Miracles recognizes the sin as an illusion of a sleeping mind and looks past it to the brother's untouched innocence, keeping the error unreal. The holy instant interrupts the ego's timeline, which links a guilty past to a fearful future. In this pure present moment, the chain is broken. Guilt loses its attraction, communication is restored, and the sleeping prisoner briefly remembers heaven. Training the mind to value this instant is central to the practice. In a holy relationship, the Holy Spirit does not end the relationship, but repurposes it. Partners move from shared guilt and mutual sacrifice to shared purpose and mutual healing. Each begins to recognize the other's beauty and absolute guiltlessness as a mirror of their own divine nature, transforming how they relate. The final correction is the atonement. Rather than payment for sin, it is the recognition that separation never truly occurred. All errors are undone at their root, removing the real cause of fear. The miracle worker's sole responsibility is to accept atonement for himself, allowing this recognition to extend to others. When the prisoner awakens, the mind realizes it was always free. The lock and chains were only shadows made of dreams. Awakening is a return to grace and to undivided will. We discover that the journey of seeking was itself an illusion. The destination is the changeless reality in which we have always lived.